Feliz Año Nuevo. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2021 and our new show, The Slanted Yeti.
Esclavo de noche, nos habla con golpe, nos hablan sus manos, noche tras noche, noche tras noche, vengo con carros, cuatro unos charros, la cruz en sus brazos por vida con un sapo, la cruz en sus brazos por vida con un sapo.
Hey, tell them son of a bitches up there that if I go one more fucking time and this thing don't work, I'm gonna grab their fucking asses. I'm fucking tired of this shit.
We're ready. We're ready, Tommy.
Hey, I gotta get ready now. I gotta get in the right fucking frame of mind.
Think good thoughts.
The fucking assholes.
Think about last October.
On deck, but the game right now is at the plate. High fly ball into right field. She is gone.
Probably one of the greatest managerial calls that Lasorda ever did. He played mind games with the great leaders, the great ones, knew how to play the mind games correctly. With the right finesse at the right time. Gibson couldn't even walk. Oh my God. God bless you, Tommy Lasorda. Rest in peace. You brought a lot of joy to my childhood and a lot of people's childhood. And I just wanted to play those two little items, so you got a little bit of the little bit of flavor from it's so improbable, the impossible happened. Yeah. All right. No, we're not doing sports today. Not yet. Oh man, and welcome to the Yeti Cast with myself and the great Yeti Cast. Welcome to the Slanted Yeti, excuse me. What's up, brother?
Oh, I'm doing awesome. That was a great clip. I love that beginning.
Fantastic, man. Let's just bring on our special guest
Yes.
right now without any further ado. The man, the hair.
The myth, the legend,
The hair.
the hair. Oh, how could I forget about the hair?
Happy Saturday, culture.
Yeah, it's an amazing Saturday. I've actually had a great few days, despite some of the stuff that goes on in the real world. I've been hanging out with pals. I've been doing great stuff here on YouTube. I've been interacting with the world in a good way. So, I'm glad to be here. And you know what? Here's the thing: Gibby couldn't even move. I mean, that run, that trot around the bases was remarkable. That was pure adrenaline because he was so hurt at that point. I don't know how many people know it, but he was so hurt at that point that run around the bases. Yeah, Lasorda did. That was the most amazing call. Yeah. He had one option. It was to hit a home run. That was it.
That was it. Or maybe walk and give it to Saxy, but and they had the report on Eckersley when he gets to that count. Yeah. What he throws.
Yeah.
Man.
Gosh, and that's the first time Eck had choked it up too. I mean, really, if you think of that. So,
yeah, you remember in 2017 when he went back to announce the World Series at Dodger Stadium, he was having all kinds of nightmares and flashbacks.
Oh, I would too, man. Are you kidding? I'm like, I can't believe I just did that. You know, he just like, yeah, you did. You served up the same pitch you've served up many times. Yeah, my dad talks about that at length.
So I'm wearing the black hat today for Tommy. Rest in peace, 93 years young. Amazing.
Yeah. That's a good run.
This is the Slanted Yeti, and where we talk bad movies with bad attitudes. And that's kind of just being silly. And maybe some news items that you haven't missed. But let's say hello real fast to our friends that have joined us early on, and then we will jump into some fun stuff. Bones here.
What's up, Bone?
Oh, hola. Lord Thoth, ¿qué pasó?
Hey.
Brutal Morning Wood is here.
That's his actual name.
Yeah,
I love that.
Diablo Dame, happy Saturday to you all.
Thank
So we know what's on Culture's mind, and he's been doing well. Yeti, you got anything fun and exciting to announce?
Yes. Next week, I will be doing an interview with that Star Wars girl.
Yeah, on her channel. Nice.
I hope I was allowed to announce that.
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, it'll be great. Promote yourself, promote Anna. She's going to love it.
Oh, yeah. It was a big surprise, and I am excited for that. It's the last person she interviewed was Mahler, so I'm going to have some good competition to go up against, to follow.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic, man. You know, are you going to be happy? I
am
nice
so much
Yeti right
happier
now,
than
or are you going to be mad Yeti?
No, I'm so much happier than I seem in my videos. I'm really not that angry all the time.
Yeah. No, those your videos crack me up. So yeah, make sure. And this community is fantastic that we're all subscribed to each other. So
yes, I'm one away from 200 now.
What? Okay, anyone who's watching right now, whether it's friends of culture or mine or all of us, and you haven't subscribed yet to YetiCast, do it now. Do it. Okay, so I'm starting to really like the idea of this show because I really love watching good bad movies. And
yes, me too.
Advising people on unwatchable movies. Be warned.
Wow.
But before we jump into that, I'd like to hit an article or two, if that's cool with you guys.
Sure.
Absolutely.
And what came by my way, which I think is interesting and annoying, is this article on Cobra Kai. Now its whiteness is under a new spotlight.
Did they not watch the show?
Well, yeah. Jen Yamamoto is the staff writer from the LA Times, and let's read a little bit of it, and then whenever you guys want to chime in, I'll just try to read on through.
I'm going to suppress having an aneurysm.
The Mad Yeti might come out.
God. Because this stuff drives me nuts.
Well, we're so the fandom's so Cobra Kai, happy right now. So I thought this would be kind of a fun thing to read up on. Fans have quoted for decades: "Sweep the leg, get him a body bag, wax on, wax off." Now, for more than 30 years after Karate Kid craned its way into the pop culture history in 1984, the mythos has been reborn for the digital age. Make that reborn again. Make that reborn again. I don't even know if that's a correct sentence.
Resurged? A resurgence?
Yeah, it would just be born again.
Yeah,
make that reborn.
Yeah, it's either reborn or born again. Those are your choices. But again, I mean, this is somebody who writes for the Times, so this is where we're at.
This is where we're at. All right, Jen. After debuting on the YouTube Premium in 2018, breakout spinoff Cobra Kai moved to Netflix last year, where the series, whose third season premiered on the platform New Year's Day, received more attention than ever. Season 3 was originally produced for YouTube before the company shifted its original programming strategy. Ralph Macchio still remembers the moment it sunk in that he'd come back for more as Daniel LaRusso. The scrawny San Fernando Valley team befriended by Noriyuki Pat Morita, martial arts master Mr. Miyagi. Quote, producer Jerry Weintraub, not the other guy.
No. This is Weintraub. Yeah, good.
Weintraub, thank you. Put his arm around me at the end of the screen and said, "We're gonna be making a couple of these." Said Macchio, now 59, which is incredible.
59, man, he's old.
He just turned 59. Yeah. The sleeper hit indeed spawned sequels, including the Okinawa, Japan set, The Karate Kid Part 2 in 86, Part 3 in 89. A Saturday morning.
Wasn't the original like a pretty big smash hit? Like it was very culturally relevant at the time. Like it went huge, right?
Oh, Karate Kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was good. I mean, I knew kids that had posters on their doors of their rooms and stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, we have an announcement.
We do. I saw it in the chat.
We have an announcement. YetiCast, I'm your 200th subscriber. Woo!
Thank you, Lord Toth.
Yeah, thanks, Lord Thoth.
Thoth is the boss.
Oh, I thought that was a hard T.
And another Canadian. There you go.
Fellow
Canadian.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm sorry, what were you saying, brother?
Just they called it a sleeper hit, and I never would have thought of that as a sleeper hit. It seemed like it was they hit it out of the park.
Well, no, they did. A sleeper hit means that no one was expecting it. We slept on it.
Yeah, okay.
Right? And that was the truth. You couldn't say that about Rocky. You could have said that about Star Wars.
No, yeah, I would have agreed with Rocky for sure.
Because they all, and you know, me and Casino are around the same age.
Yeah.
I believe I'm a few years older. That growing up for me was Rocky, Luke Skywalker, Superman, Danielson.
Yeah.
That was,
kind of, yeah. I mean, and it definitely inspired a lot of kids our age at that time into martial arts that were previously uninterested, even though they'd probably seen a lot of kung fu movies and stuff like that. I mean, we grew up with the television series Kung Fu and some other stuff like that too. But
see, I was inspired by the Ninja Turtles. That was my inspiration into karate.
Yeah, my youngest brother was inspired to it because of the Ninja Turtles. So yeah, I hear you.
And then Three Ninjas Kick Back that had Mr. Miyagi in it. Sorry, I just blanked on his name, which is terrible.
Pat Morita.
Yes, thank you.
Pat Morita, before I go back into the article, I remember seeing Pat Morita not only on Happy Days as Arnold, but he did make an appearance on Sanford and Son. Because can you guys hear me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
Kind of. Because him and Red Fox were Blue Moon comic buddies back in the day. All right, so back to this article. All of a sudden, I'm like not hearing any static. Huh. Okay. But
yeah,
it can be.
Yeah, you're good. I mean, every once in a while you're going to get a click. That's a StreamYard issue, or you usually have to unplug and replug your mic. But that's it is what it is, and it's not a big deal. Yeah. So right. It's not terrible. But yeah, Pat Morita was also in MASH. He was in a lot of things. He was one of those character actors that they brought in in that period of time
for decades.
Yeah.
And then, you got to remember, too, he got nominated for Best Supporting Actor in the first Karate Kid. Mm-hmm. And
I thought he won.
No, he lost to the gentleman that played in The Killing Fields. He played, and the whole thing was that there was these two Asians for this, for the first time ever. But, Pat Morita was like saying, I'm playing something so out of my character, because he's so American. And this guy won the Killing Fields. He's not an actor. He was playing himself, kind of reliving, but the gentleman, relived it pretty well. But yeah, I remember that. I remember that interview culture here where Pat Morita was kind of a little, saying, I don't know why he's nominated.
Yeah, I loved him in almost everything that I ever saw him in. What a talented actor, and a very nice man. I mean, by all accounts. Now, I never had the opportunity to meet him, but by all accounts, just a very, very pleasant human being.
Let's jump back in. By the time the fourth movie was made, 1994's The Next Karate Kid starring Hilary Swank. Macchio and his on-screen rival, William Zabka, as blonde bully Johnny Lawrence, were looking to branch out. All right. I can already see the language there, guys. We know what you're doing, Jen. Improbably, the duo have slipped back into their roles decades later on Cobra Kai, in which the middle-aged Johnny, a down-and-out alcoholic stuck in the glory days of his youth and still stinging from his defeat at the 84 All Valley Karate Tournament, takes on his own teen protege, Miguel Diaz, solo Mariduena, and reopens the dojo where he learned his all-American style of no mercy karate. Daniel, meanwhile, is a bonsai-pushing car salesman milking the karate glory to promote his business. The students have become teachers, but are either of them their best selves? For me, quote, as much as the show is karate-centric, it's not about karate, end quote, says Zapka55, who has added work behind the camera to his resume in the intervening years, nabbing an Oscar nomination for the 2003 short Most. Didn't know that. It's about humans. It's about adults trying to find their way, putting things behind them, struggling, and that's what every character in the show has in some way. Okay. Anything yet, guys?
Not yet. That seemed just like trying to set things up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, this is called framing. So we just started the top part of the frame.
Right.
We've started to fill in the so you've you've got the styles and rails are being assembled. So be prepared.
Yeah. Likeable characters, high energy fights, suburban melodrama, and 80s dad rock have fueled the 3 seasons of Cobra Kai to date, with a 4th already planned, and its semi-satirical approach to slinging nostalgia while explaining the Karate Kid mythology to a multi-generational saga has proved popular with audiences. On YouTube, the first episode has amassed more than 98 million views, and the 3rd season swiftly unseated steamy Reagan-era romance, Regency-era romance Bridgerton in Netflix's ranking of its top 10 TV shows.
Yeah, Bridgerton is garbage, but that's fine.
Okay, yeah. Me and Mrs. Slant passed up on that last night. We'll get to what we saw later on, because we saw some fun stuff yesterday. We went on a roll, man. For creators John Hurwitz, Hayden Schlossberg, and Josh Heald, spinning the films that they grew up on into a fresh narrative, and dreaming up new characters like Daniel's teenage daughter Samantha, Johnny's estranged son Robbie, and Cobra Kai's star student Miguel, has allowed them to dive deeper into surprisingly poignant themes. Examining how Johnny and Daniel each remained chained to the past, for example, was a fertile springboard for contrasting how their worldviews have diverged so starkly. Quote, "We try to approach our characters not from a place of judgment, from a place of understanding," said Hurwitz, "and by doing that, we're allowing for the possibility of anyone has the potential to grow, and anyone has the potential to evolve and progress in the world. All right? We good?
Yeah.
Okay.
God.
All right.
Yeah, they're just repeating themselves, basically.
Yeah,
they're trying to hit a word count, I think. They don't have enough to say. They're padding it.
Yeah.
Well, they're delaying their point.
Yeah.
Because remember, I mean, this isn't informative. This is going to be an opinion piece. So here we go. In the series, heightened karate. Hold on a second, Mrs. Slant, would you mind closing the door, babe? Thank you, honey. In the series' heightened karate-obsessed version of the San Fernando Valley ex-jock, Johnny teaches his aggro style to a school of misfits, while Daniel revives Miyagi-Do in his late mentor's memory. As their bitter rivalry escalates, Cobra Kai explores the more complex emotions as characters learn the hard way that there is no bad student, only bad teachers, and the violent karate brawls do, in fact, have grave consequences. All right, whatever. For its next-gen stars, the series has already opened doors, especially with the jump to Netflix. Cobra Kai has been a huge shift for me career-wise. Moser, 24, who hadn't done stunt-intensive work until being cast as the next LaRusso, and jumped at the chance to
Dawn a gi when her character reignited her love for karate in the second season. No matter who it was, we were all treated as equals and as fellow creatives, and that was a turning point for me. This is what it feels like to have my voice heard and to feel like I'm co-creating this character.
Oh.
No?
No, the language is just garbage, but that's fine.
Now they're starting to spin towards their thing. But how much more of this fluff do they have?
I don't know, but they used her statement, or supposedly what she said, and she could have said something similar to that, and Arthur used it as a quote. Because remember, we don't know what journalists do anymore, because
it's not journalism.
Sometimes they create things. So
even entertainment journalism, right?
Yeah. No, especially entertainment.
Right. Like his castmates, Buchanan 22 saw his social media following skyrocket when the show hit Netflix after a decade of credits, including Designated Survivor, which I'm a sucker for, and The Fosters. His portrayal of misunderstood karate prodigy Robbie brought new opportunities. Buchanan is now looking for projects to produce and wrapped a lead role in Miramax's He's All That, a gender-flipped remake of She's All That. Oh, God, that sounds awesome. I know that I got this meaning a little bit, he said of the producers, because they were like...
That's got to be a first. You never see a gender flip in the opposite direction. Like, can you name another one? It doesn't happen.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. We just binge watched Cobra Kai because they were like, we just binge watched Cobra Kai. Maridueña 19 made his screen debut on Parenthood, a show he credits with turning acting for something to do to pay for college into a full-on career. The native Angelino landed the role of Miguel, the neighborhood kid who eagerly strikes up a LaRusso Miyagi dynamic with Johnny during his own junior year of high school. It's not lost on him that when he won the Cobra Kai role, his casting was heralded as a groundbreaking role for a Latino performer. Now his goals include getting behind the camera and powering his own inclusive projects.
Okay. Where do they start slamming things?
Well, no, they already did. I mean, it's subtle. I mean, we already couched several things in the signal language, and then we just used some more of it just now in that last thing. Throwing out those virtue signaling words. I hate this, dude. Politics here is disgusting. I just look. This is a good show. Anyway, Go ahead.
No. Good. Please.
Yeah.
The key to the series remains is deft interweaving of past and present with the DNA of the original films. After bringing back Karate Kid villain John Kreese, who promptly orchestrates a hostile takeover of Johnny's students, Cobra Kai doubles down on the sadistic dojo founder's Vietnam War backstory in its third season. Let's move on a little bit more.
Yeah.
I know you want to move on, Yeti. I'm doing my best. Franchise rooted in, deeply indebted to the Eastern tradition. Morita, who earned Academy Award nomination for his performance in the first film, died in 2005. Appears in flashbacks in the series. Both Yuki Okamoto and Tamlin Tomita reprise their roles as Daniel's rival and ex-flame, respectively, from part 2 in season 3's guest arcs. Supporting characters of color also expanded roles in the new season. After 30 episodes on 2 platforms, Cobra Kai has yet to cast an Asian lead. There it is. Thank you, Jen. Why couldn't you just say that in the beginning, Jen?
Well, because again,
no one would.
You have to do it undercover, man. And this is the thing. I mean, and especially, my assumption here is that the author is of Asian descent.
Well, it's Jin Yamamoto.
Oh no,
that's the author's name. That's the author's name.
Okay.
Jin Yamato.
Okay.
Yamato.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm just going off the last name.
Yeah. So if that's the case, I mean, maybe she didn't want to appear like she already had an axe to grind, and and she needs cover maybe to make this point because did she watch season 3?
I don't know. Did I?
No, did she?
I don't know. I don't think.
Then I'm thinking, there were some pretty significant characters in.
I know. And Mr. Miyagi is like he's not there on screen, but he's essentially a guiding force throughout the entire series.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
to take that away is
if Pat were still alive, he'd be in the show. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. And he would be elite. 'Cause people love he's got such a fantastic character that resonates with almost everyone. I don't know anyone that dislikes him and his performance in those movies. Like he's basically the best part. But keep going. Go ahead.
No, I'm just checking in with the chat, see what they're saying so far. Always got to upgrade those Yamato cannons.
Yeah, that's StarCraft reference.
Yeah, I was like, what is that a reference to? My second watch of Cobra Kai Season 3 for a second time. Love the show. I'm just wondering when it gets ruined by SJWs. I hope it doesn't happen, but it usually does. Clobbering times. Yes, I guess there are. There you go.
I love StarCraft. I played hours of that, wasting days. So, and of course, Lasso of Truth.
We're right here, man. Here. Let's get back to it.
Yeah.
Except for the Latino character Miguel, all the other people of color are outside of the main cast. So it actually doesn't show as a diverse show in a sense, says Ana Cristina Ramon, co-author of UCLA's annual Hollywood Diversity Report.
Aisha is huge in that. Like in the first 2 seasons, she's a huge character. And
again, I mean, I question the source. We immediately hop onto the virtue train. I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
Across the industry, the report found that the white characters make up 75.9% of all the leads in digital scripted series like Cobra Kai in the 2018-2019 season, while 5.9 of leads were Latino. Not say that word. 4.7x percent were black, and just 1.8 were Asian.
Like they say, except for Miguel, like literally, Aisha is in there. She's prominent.
Mm-hmm. A number of critics have taken notice of the series' whiteness as well.
Okay.
Salon Culture senior editor Han Nugent, who has been critical of the series in the past, told the Times that, quote, the only main character of color who has any sort of interiority is Miguel.
You want to unpack that for me? Because I have no idea what that was supposed to be. Interior, like, I don't know what they
interiority meant. I would think is like, a full rounded out character with depth.
What? Oh no. Okay.
Right.
That's the characters are so well rounded. That's why the show is so good.
Well, he says only main character of color. So, yeah. Danny LaRusso, Italian kid from Jersey, as Vanity Fair's Sonia Sairaida put it, about the first 2 seasons is the most Japanese character of this show. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I tell you what, I'd love to go on, but I'm not gonna. I think we got a good gist of this. What do you guys think? You guys want to?
Yeah, unless they got any juicy bits.
Cuddles, culture.
I was done with this article after they started to dive down with the language, but
yeah. I think they were probably trying to keep the eyes.
Well, and the problem is that they lost our gaze. You lost not just the male gaze, but probably the female gaze, and the rest of them too. Because it's just you've seen so much of this for so long, it's easy to ignore. I mean, and that's the problem now is you've taken a medium that people used to pay attention to for entertainment purposes, because the entertainment media is just an extension of the entertainment, and they've walked away from it.
Yes,
and
yeah.
I mean, and you wonder why papers and sections of papers are disappearing from papers, and you're wondering why the digital versions of things are constantly and continually edited, quote unquote updated, because they're constantly getting things wrong and having to change their story as they go. So, just keep an eye on that. I mean, it's a problem. I don't, and again, I mean, that's one of the reasons I like to deal with facts and figures, things that are, finite, in as much as anything can be. And, that's why if I were an entertainment writer, it would be pretty cut and dry. But at least you wouldn't be getting a bunch of other stuff along with it. This is how much the box office was. This is why. This is blah blah blah. It'd be pretty easy.
Soul Assassin says, never gave a damn about a character's skin color. As long as the show was a good story or plot, I don't care.
I'm with you.
Hey, The Wire. The Wire was. I didn't see myself in any of those characters at all. I had no common background, no understanding of the time and place in which that story is being told. And that was one of the most popular HBO shows ever. Right?
Clobbering Times. Italian is white too, I guess.
Well, they're having a real hard problem with this. I mean, they also call Asians white, by the way. So, I mean,
there's a couple school divisions that took them out of being the people of color. Yeah. They literally removed it.
Yeah, Scarif Scuttlebutt podcast. Hello, boyos.
What's up?
Oh, they're great guys.
Yeah,
everybody should go listen to them.
Oh yeah.
It is not a preoccupation at this point. It is a full-time occupation and obsession with Hollywood.
Cult.
Yeah. Journalists like this are why we can't have...
Right. Yeah, Blue did perfectly said. Perfectly.
So here's how I feel about this. That, I'm all about, and I've talked to ad infinitum with culture about this. I'm all about an equal playing field when it comes to great characters, great stories, to where people of different backgrounds are qualified actors that are killing it in this story, in any story. Right? That's how it hasn't always been the case. I think it's more leveled out than it is and than it has ever been. This is Cobra Kai. Should be celebrated and praised in this article, and it's not. And it's not. It just baffles me because here is an amazing Legends IP become modern and celebrating the old with the new, and people are all the kids are all diverse. That's just how real life is.
It is.
Not just that. It was an IP that was essentially forgotten, and they totally revived it. Like nobody was really talking about, about the Karate Kid, not the way they are now. And now people are going back. The kids everywhere are going to watch the original Karate Kid and the full trilogy.
Go ahead, Culture, please.
No, I was just going to say, to that end, one of our fellow creators and the youth amongst our community, Runner just went and watched all the films and binged all of Cobra Kai and was just overjoyed to find something that was as purely entertaining as that. I mean, there's a lot to it. You know what I mean?
Listen, the only people that are criticizing this with their bullshit mentality are the critics themselves. Yeah. People love this show.
Yeah.
And everyone. I don't know anyone. The only, Mrs. Slant doesn't like the new season, but it's because she feels it's just, like more fights, more karate, that's her. It has nothing to do with being Latino, being, black or being white. And let me tell you guys this. Bruce Lee was really looked down upon by his own community in China for teaching martial arts.
Yeah,
to non Chinese. Let me tell you, Bruce was ahead of his time on so many levels. He still is. Apparently, with this article, because this person, maybe she didn't watch the show, she definitely doesn't know anything about martial arts. Martial arts transcends race, transcends age, transcends culture and background. I always tell my students when we're training and they start complaining about things in the world, we're here to train.
Yeah.
Let me see your arm bar. Let me see your reps. I don't want to hear it. This is where we come to center. And so this story is not about characters in China or in Japan or in Okinawa doing karate. It's about Americans learning the values that are like timeless, that are like, for all humans, about the values of martial arts. And they got to keep learning the lessons because they forget in our society. I mean, it's fantastic. So this article really pisses me off.
Oh, I'm with you.
Really pisses me off.
I am with you.
So, end scene. So yeah.
It seemed like culture. Oh, it seemed like culture was about to rant right there and held back.
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay.
I think I covered some of the bases I think I covered some of the bases because this family, we're actors and we're Latinos in the Slant household, but Mrs. Slant and the people we know worked their tushes off to get those great roles. We don't want to be affirmative actioned into anything. And again,
it's almost insulting too.
Right.
It's like
yeah. Go ahead.
Oh no. It's just all. It's making it. It would make you challenge whether or not you did it on your own merit, when you clearly would do it on your merit.
Again, it's about martial arts to Americans. That's what Karate Kid was all about.
Yeah.
It's about teaching Eastern philosophy, Eastern martial arts to a kid who had been bullied. And he's a loner. I mean, how universal does that get?
I like I said, I mean, there were so many things to take away from the original films. This show offers a whole other insight into more than what was at one point in time just a fan theory about Johnny Lawrence. In season 1, right, when he opened.
Okay, and remember, which was so hilarious that on Twitter, social media, they went after LaRusso a little bit for cultural appropriation. And he's like, "What? What's that?"
Yeah.
So the show knows how to make fun of itself, and yet it's like, that's not an issue. Bye-bye. Leave us alone. Soul Assassin. I wonder if martial arts schools saw an influx of new students. Well, they did in Karate Kid. So I'm sure that, anytime there's a martial arts movie, that they did. And, I believe we had a tip come on through. And let me see on that. You guys got anything else to say on this?
Oh, I don't know. I think we were covering it pretty good. There's the way it resonates is exceptional, and I guarantee there's been a boost, because if you're getting a whole new group of people that are going back to take a look at what the original movies were all about, I guarantee they're gonna jump on it, go into karate or some sort of martial arts.
Yeah.
Cool. So we got a $2 tip from Lord Thoth, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And this tip is for you, my brother. Yeah, thank you so much, Lord Thoth. He didn't leave a message, just
well, thank you then.
Tip. Yeah, man. Yeah. So
just the tip.
Let's check in with the chat really quick. Memes of Destruction is here. He says, "Who is this article targeted towards? Every once in a while, I think it may be targeted towards those of us who may be critical for the free advertising. Thoughts, panel?"
For the.
I mean, I would think it's for, memes. I think at the end of the day, there's gonna be these critics from these publications that are gonna turn on any product and find an angle and this isn't right.
Yeah, they're hitting it right now just because it's popular, because everybody's talking about it. So okay, how can we generate a hate click right now? because that's what so many of these things are falling into. Reading through that, there was nothing of substance in the article. There wasn't a lot of.
I mean, I read the first part of it, right? It was like exhausting. It was basically a press release. It's like, we already know it, you know.
But they had to put that because they had no real they had no real thought behind it. So it's to generate hate clicks. So it was a bunch of facts, and
if it's from an Asian American journalist who that's their point of view, then just get it out right away. And whether I agree or not, but even with this movie that came out last year called The Tax Collector, there was critics, Latino writers that dogged it because the lead was Shia LaBeouf playing a cholo. It's like, dude, it had a Chicano lead, and it was a drug crime movie. It was a lot of fun. They're all toxic masculinity. There should be a trigger before the movie.
Yeah,
it's like,
well, that's why I question whether or not they actually care, because they're not putting anything of substance into their own article. It's like, okay, so you're an Asian writer, so you're going to put out this story because this is big, and we'll take this position because that's going to get angry clicks on it, and we're talking about it, so it's working.
Correct. They got their thing because they're trying to find something to write about. Every journalist, every reporter's got to find something every week to write about. Thoth, right on, Lord Thoth. I think now more than ever, our society needs a good. Here's what they need, Yeti. They need a good yoga class, a good martial arts class, and a good kicking in the ass.
I'm with you though.
Okay, I'm off the page, theme park. You're right, guys. You're right. Keywords and money. I'm off the page. Cool, man. Well, shoot. Let's talk about some good bad movies. Why don't we, man?
Oh.
What do you got first for us?
Okay. Well, so I believe the first one that's jumping to mind was Breach with Bruce Willis and Thomas Jane, I believe.
Oh my God.
Oh God, I don't know how this thing happened. I don't know how they did it. It's bad. The script is messy. They've got a couple solid actors, but they get no good role in there.
All right. Oh. Yeah. Okay, guys, here we go. So this now, okay. I gave this movie an F+, right? This movie is hilarious. It's okay. So basically, the story goes is, and why is Thomas Jane wearing sunglasses inside a space frigate?
There was so much that I don't know where to begin. That's the thing with this. I have no idea where I'm supposed to start.
This movie's hilarious. Bruce Willis basically is an alcoholic janitor who every scene he's just throwing back his hooch in his little flask. This guy right here is the lead, and they discover, a la kind of like Aliens, that there's a space worm that have gotten into. Did I just say that?
Yeah.
A space worm.
They've got that the space worm has gotten into some of their coworkers on the ship, and it's taking over. And they're making these people like all powerful zombies, and they're trying to figure out how to kill these space worm zombies on this frigate that is carrying 300,000 cryostasis lives to the new planet, which is called New Earth. That shows you how. I mean,
okay, we are really creative. I'm just saying, we couldn't say something like New Terra or Terran or something. Yeah. We couldn't give it another name that wasn't quite so.
And
Earth 2.0.
Sometimes didn't they just start referring to it as Earth?
I don't know, man. But what's hilarious is that they
I'm sorry. I hate to interrupt, but I had to step away for a minute. When I came back, I was like, "Holy cow!" It's that LaRussa guy from the CSI show, CSI Miami. That's what I thought when I popped in to back in. There's the picture. I was like, "Oh my god!" I'm so glad I didn't see the breach. But please keep going. I'm sorry.
Oh, you didn't get to see this gem?
No, this is one I couldn't squeeze in.
Oh man,
we know what he saw. We know what he saw.
It's a delicacy.
So Bruce Willis is the old janitor who you find out later he's actually was like, you know, ex-badass military. Of course, that's why he picks up the fogger and he defogs these alien worms. But his younger coworker is the young janitor who mistakenly uses this acid cleanser on a table and it eats through the table. But when used right with a mixture, he finds out through Bruce Willis that it's pretty good moonshine. It's space moonshine that everyone else is drinking.
Well, and to back up for 1 second, he's also knocked up the Admiral's daughter. And I don't think he was supposed to even be on the ship.
Right,
and the
he's
whole
technically
thing,
a stowaway, right?
Yeah, and their whole thing, if there's a stowaway, they are executed. So there's no stowaway. So he's trying to keep himself secret, but he knocked up the Admiral's daughter, and she's in cryostasis.
Well, the Admiral's daughter is Thomas Jane right there.
Yeah.
With the sunglasses in space.
God.
And the bad Southern accent that he's trying to do.
That was supposed to be Southern?
Oh, it was something. It was like Southern military.
I didn't know what that thing was supposed to be.
Yeah, it was something. It was something. But so this concoction of moonshine is what kills the worms. Yeah.
Yeah. It just melts them.
And it just melts them. It's a miracle. And you just wonder how in the world did this get produced, and how did they get Bruce Willis to be in this movie?
Oh.
They didn't tell him the story. They handed him a script and said, "Hey, we just need you for a couple days to shoot some of these scenes."
He must have gotten. You know what? I think all the production money went to him because everything else about the movie was just like really low.
I'm looking at the set pieces, going, "Oh my."
Yeah.
Yeah. The sets are bad. The CGI isn't good, and the writing was done on a napkin with a crayon. It's a nightmare.
Correct. And you know, even their fire there, because they have a flamethrower at one point. It looks like foggy fire.
Oh yeah, there's a couple scenes where they're doing the fire and it's rough looking. Like you just can't believe Bruce Willis is in there.
That is that's another thing. This title was horror breach. Oh my god.
Oh. Earthshine would have been better.
Earthshine would have been hilarious.
Yeah, I would have liked that.
Then it would have been. I mean, it pretty much was comical. And clobbering times, unfortunately.
But look at that poor set construction. I mean, I can see all of the misaligned pieces there. Right. I mean, that is terrible tradecraft.
Look at this right here.
What is it supposed to be? Like, because
that's a window frame. I mean, it's supposed to be a door detail, right?
Door detail, but like heavy duty, like you know.
Yeah, but then they have it blocked out. So it kind of goes against the entire purpose of having that window.
I like his camera rig, though. That at least they spent some money on some gear.
Well, they probably just rented it because there was like a friend who needed a job.
Maybe.
You know? And then every other scene, Bruce Willis has got his flask. And it's like that stupid laugh he does.
Oh, yeah.
And those guns. Those are blue guns. They're blue guns. See the blue guns right there, guys?
Oh.
We're so stupid.
This film was sponsored by the UN, probably.
Maybe it was written by Jen Yamamoto.
Who
wrote the LA Times article.
There was a white male lead. She wouldn't let that fly.
Correct. Yeah.
I
This one was the doctor. She was hilarious.
I am so glad. I feel like there was like this firing squad, and I managed to avoid the whole thing.
Oh, no, we're going to find you and make you watch it. No. We're just going to make you. No. And you don't even get to talk about it afterwards.
Correct. So I would say this is falls under real. Yeah, the thing is that there are no hot chicks. It's still good for degreasing engines. I don't even. Is it good watchable or is it just unwatchable?
Maybe if you could do it with a couple of friends, you could get some enjoyment. But by yourself, I was having trouble. Like I was ready to check out. Like, no, I'm done. I'm done, Paulie. We gotta choose something else.
Soul Assassin. Only two kinds of people wear sunglasses in space: a-holes and bad. I don't think Thomas Jane was trying to be a badass, but and then he takes himself out. It's like, dude, you could have.
He's gone. He is gone right as they revive him, because he starts off in cryo sleep, and they've got the other guys backing him up. So the first half of the movie, they're going to try and wake him up because they need his thumbprint, and then he's awake, and then he takes himself out. Basically in that 10-minute frame.
Do you see the collar there? I mean, it's like the costume. He's like this is like a spacesuit by the Village People. I don't know.
His collar cool.
And you know what, guys? Let's just give it. I do not recommend this as a good bad movie to watch. It's not.
It's like Elvis jumpsuit time.
Yeah, but he was so. It wasn't like a dynamic catastrophe like Mickey Rourke, which is what we're gonna get to.
Oh God!
Wait.
I can't believe you made me watch that. I can't believe that.
Of course.
Paulie, I was reevaluating our friendship.
Yeah, I know. This whole thing was. I was ready to call it quits.
What's up, Wookie? We're having some good, keep the funny bits coming, guys, in the chat. We appreciate it. We feed off of it. And lasso of truth. I wear my sunglasses in space.
I get my bass out. We'll be like,
yeah. So yeah, that's what we got. The Breach. Completely horrible. Do not watch. Do not collect. Move on. Yeah. So what I wanna. So what do you? I know. I want to save Culture's movie for last.
Oh, okay.
Just because I think it's just so amazing and epic and it's a glorious catastrophe.
There are a lot of amazing words you can throw in there for sure. We have adjectives galore for that one, let me say.
But Thoth, you saw Skyline. Is Thoth there? Hello?
Well, Thoth? You mean YetiCast?
Sorry, Jesus. YetiCast, you saw. All you Canadians look alike.
Oh my. It's the Yeti, right? It's the Yeti. It's the
Yeti, you there?
I think he stepped away or muted himself or something.
I did not get a private chat. So are you hearing popping? No, I'm not.
That was earlier. Yeah.
That was weird. Okay. All right. Well, before we get to the two good bad movies left, I want to get me and Mrs. Slant.
Oh, this is going way back.
We went way back because this was featured on Netflix last night.
Wow.
And
Martin Lawrence, man.
This is, if you guys want a great mindless comedy and like Martin Lawrence and don't care, and it's not PC, this is the movie for you. It's called Blue Streak. It came out in 1999. It co-stars Luke Wilson. It's actually got some great character actors in it. But Martin Lawrence is so goddamn stupid in this movie.
Man.
You remember seeing this movie?
Oh, I do. I can't put it all together, but it was very funny. I remember it, very irreverent, very Martin Lawrence.
Well, the premise is that Martin Lawrence is a high level bank robber, which that's already funny, right? And he gets caught, but he stashes this big ass diamond away in an air vent. That's this place is under construction, so he gets out years later. And he goes to the building where the air vent is at, and it's a newly made LAPD. So he's like, how the hell am I going to get into this place to get my diamond? And at first he tries to go in as a pizza delivery man. That's right, this outfit right here. Special delivery for robber or homicide.
Yeah.
But he's quickly foiled. He soon discovers the way to go is, let me just pretend I'm a cop.
Yeah.
So and the hilarity ensues thereafter. And you got to remember, one of his buddies in his gang was Dave Chappelle.
Man, Chappelle was so great. He was in so much stuff. If you think about it, going back into the late 80s, early 90s, he was in a ton of stuff.
I mean, we had a great time watching this movie last night, guys.
I think I may actually have the Blu-ray of that. I have to go through the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know. I found this movie enjoyable, but I haven't seen it in years. So
yeah, same.
Yeah. And but he's Martin Lawrence. If you like Martin Lawrence, this is definitely.
This is in the period where he was in a bunch of these types of movies. He played a cop. There's a few buddy cop movies with them too.
Oh, he had just did Bad Boys, the first one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he was at like the height of his popularity.
Yeah.
He was like Eddie Murphy for like 5 years. And the highly entertaining. Me and Mrs. Slant watched it, and the question that came up was, could they make this movie now?
Man, there's a lot of movies from the past that I don't think they could make now. Anything from the 80s, early 90s, they'd have a panel of people going through the script saying, "Oh no, you can't say this. No, this is the wrong thing. You can't show a person being bad here. You have to change it." And it makes movies boring these days.
I mean, they were slinging the N-word around. They were like doing impersonations. At one point, at the end, he says he's Mexican and he's a federale. Ay, 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 ay.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
What do you guys think in the chat? Could they make this movie now? I actually would think that if a Chappelle or an Eddie Murphy. Well, we'll see, right? We'll see Coming to America.
Okay. Here's my question. Why did you get to watch the good movie? No one said anything about a good movie here.
It's a good bad movie. It's not. It's actually not a good movie.
Oh, okay. This is Oscar material to some of the things that we watched. To some of the things like, oh hey, let's watch these ones, Yeti.
You know what? I stand corrected. You are right. Me and Mrs. Slant went on a movie streak last night. That's why we did Blue Streak, and then we did The Owners, which yeah. Did you see it, The Owners?
No. No. What did you think?
I can't even remember it.
I loved it, but we can get to that after this. I mean, I know a lot. It got a lot of bad reviews, and it's like, okay, cool. Well, it's a cool bad movie that I loved, but there is really no comparison of kind of any modern bad films that has now a legend behind it. Such as the 2020 movie called Legion.
And this is one that I know we brought up last week, but
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't seen it, and I know Culture Casino hadn't seen it. So Paulie was like, "Okay, guys."
No, I had tried
You
to
have
watch
to-
this. I had tried to watch this. I remembered when I was starting it again because
Oh,
this
okay.
show. Yeah, no. And I thought I had tried or I had watched or whatever, but when I got through the first 3 minutes and I wanted to
Yeah.
quit again. It was terrible. I think I made it through like first 5 to 8 minutes or whatever, and the first time, and I was like, no.
Oh yeah, I got lost. After I don't know once you hit minute 15, you're just ready to you're ready to commit seppuku because you're just no. I'm tapping.
I mean, there's a big difference between Bruce Willis and Mickey Rourke as far as fame and maybe box office name or box, like on the titles. But still, it's like this movie's so bizarre. So, did you finish watching it, Culture?
Of course, yeah.
Oh.
But I have to say all of these things. First of all, how they let Mickey Rourke keep his manicured nails throughout this blew my mind, and I'm thinking, I don't remember ancient Rome having this level of nail care, so I had a problem with that. Plus his beautiful eyelashes that they added to the Lee press-on lashes. I don't know, but they were like 14 feet long, and I'm thinking, on your eye with the eye patch, and then the eye patch was abandoned at one point.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
It was very and then he had two working eyes.
Yeah, and I'm going, what the hell? What was the point of the eye patch?
Yeah, I could not figure that out. I was sitting there and I was ready to go back. Like, no, I don't care enough. But yeah, he just there's the scene where he's there without an eye patch, and it happens right after he's wearing it. And I think there's a hole in it at some point. I can't tell.
But his face got weird, man. I mean,
yes.
You okay? Go way back. Travel back in time, here to where this wine glass, right? And go back there and find out that he was in a great movie called 9.5 Weeks, where he looked like a person.
Yeah.
And then then you fast forward to The Wrestler, and you're like, that's really weird. And then you get to this film, and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah. Okay.
Look they actually have a director on this set.
So this is what confused me, because I found the same thing. I couldn't tell if that was like a bunch of makeup that he was wearing, especially with his whole eyelashes and his nails that make him look like a diva. I couldn't tell if he went on and they did makeup on him, or if that was just his face, like after he got more plastic surgery. I was very confused.
Well, look at this poster. This is interesting. Looks like a different poster for probably a different territory. Legionaries Trail. Run or die.
That was true though.
That's more accurate, because there was no damn armies that showed up in this damn stupid ass movie.
They wasted a lot of really good set pieces, in my opinion. Like the camp at the beginning of the movie. This had like $18 worth of budget. I mean, I swear because there were 2 grand set pieces and the rest of it was wilderness. And so
yet, I couldn't stop watching it, Culture. I could not stop.
Man.
So I'm heartbroken because I think it's going to turn into one kind of movie, and it didn't.
No,
And I'm like, this is going to be. Oh shoot!
I had no idea what they were trying to do. Okay, yeah. So the main character, he's supposed to run across to save make sure some guys don't freeze in winter.
Right.
Well, they're about to be overrun. I mean, the whole legion is about to be overrun by
what's this?
By the Persians.
Did I see this right?
But we never see them, and it goes from one scene to the next where he goes out, he starts running, and then he gets attacked out of nowhere. Somebody new, and then he kind of gets away, and then he starts running again, and this repeats, like 3 or 4 times, the same thing.
And looking at this poster, this poster is deceptive on the bottom, because there was never more than 3 men fighting at one time. They never had the budget for an army.
Yeah, no, they didn't.
There was no army.
They did not. And in fact, I remember one assassin. And what year was this? This is like what? The 200s, this is like right after. This is Nero. Time of Nero.
27 AD.
27 AD.
I think.
How did one of those fighters know an MMA move? I saw one of them do a Superman punch.
Oh, dude, I saw some stuff that was just insane. This film was crazy. So on the movie poster, right? You see these three guys. You're thinking, oh, these are the 3 stars of the movie. You're wrong.
No. Lee Partridge is the guy on the left. Is the only lead.
He's the only guy there. Yeah.
He's the only guy there. And all he does is fucking run.
So Mickey Rourke, his role in the movie is to talk to a statue.
Yeah, literally. Like he Culture's not exaggerating.
Yeah, not only talk, guys, but talk like it's 2020. Hey, that fucking general! I can't stand that cocksucker.
Yeah.
I didn't know what role he was supposed to play.
He didn't. He didn't.
He was very jaded playing this character. You know what I mean? But it was look. So the guy on the left, Roman's invented the Superman pun.
Duh. Thank you, Matt Vader. We didn't know that.
Maybe it came from like doing the spear leaping jab. You know, they had that in Troy. You know, maybe
no,
it
but
comes from that.
He planted himself where he did like 2 steps before he. There was something very like the fight choreography in Troy was sick. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. This is not that.
Ordsboard is here, man. What's up?
Ords is a great guy. Everybody go subscribe to him.
Yeah.
Ords almost beat me in Mario Kart multiple times last night.
You guys were
almost. So you were coming in 11th then?
No, I regularly was coming in 11th. That was my spot.
And the kind of great shellback TJC is here. Since Iron Man 2, all I can hear Mickey Rourke say is, "Where's my bird?"
Where's my bird?
Oh, and speaking of, there you go, mijo. Runner himself. Hey guys. Okay, so we're talking about one of the greatest awful movies of all time. I want everyone in the fandom to fucking see this movie now. Now it's on me.
You're gonna lose so many friends over this, Paulie.
I'm really not. I'm really not.
They are all gonna abandon you.
If you make it to the end,
you know what?
It's 96 minutes you don't get back. He's not
you know
representing
what?
this properly.
We're gonna do this right now. We're gonna do this right, guys. Guys, hit the tape. Record this. Whoever finishes this movie in the fandom is gonna get a Latino Slant T-shirt.
Okay. If we want to do this, we set up an EFAP thing. We get an overlay and we watch it. We get a couple guys together and we have that. We just put the movie on.
Now, what I do want to do, which we didn't do last week, and I don't know why I'm doing it now, but I want to play the trailer.
You're going to give away the protein drink? Fantastic.
Right? Yeah. Let's play the trailer. I've never seen the trailer. I don't know what prompted me to even watch. Okay, here we go. Oh, yeah. You know what? This is worth a copyright strike. I don't care. We'll see what happens.
It's going to be a claim. It'll be a strike.
Yeah, claim. Yeah, claim. Yeah. If this, I mean, is this a real... Okay.
Okay, but so I want you guys to answer me, like whether or not you actually know about this. What was the point of Mickey Rourke's character? Because I was thinking he was like telling a story about his past self.
For only 2 more days. If we don't get help, we'll die of starvation.
Fake ass snow.
You've been selected to deliver a message.
What you ask of me is impossible.
Possible or not. It's our only chance to survive. Over mountains.
In mountains.
Through forests.
This makes it look much more interesting than it actually was.
Oh, this trailer is the best thing about the movie.
You get used to your hardships.
Yeah. Superman punch. There it was.
And what doesn't kill you only makes you stronger.
Rome, and all her glory can burn in hell. Cling to the rock to cling to life.
Courage. Guy had a lot of courage.
I have been always
to make this film.
You know, I think you're gonna have people unsubscribing after they finish this.
I don't care, homie.
And
go subscribe to the Yeti Cast.
My success. Without fear, you're free.
It's the worst.
Where did the Asian character come from? Because she's just
So
there.
weird. You know, there's something very like kind of, cooterish about the lead. He was like a yeah. He was such a cooter, and it's like, how are you like this assassin, amazing guy?
Okay, so here's the thing. If I wanted to remake this film, I would hire the dude that cut the trailer, because that's not the film you're going to see.
No, that looked good. That was coherent. It told more of a story than the movie did.
Everything was just misrepresented in the most spectacular way. Look, I'm sorry, but there was a moment that they could have turned the corner. There was an element of romance and some other things, and and there could have been a story that went along with that, but instead, no, we are going to.
No. Well, there's always kernels in any bad film.
Oh, sure.
There's always kernels, like where
Birds of Prey would disagree.
Right. But in this
I
one,
don't know. Some of the costuming was fabulous.
Where the old man saves him out of the river, and you find out it's Saul.
That's true, Saul.
That actor was actually pretty good.
He was the only actor in the film. He was. I'm like, they got a legit. They went out. They found this dude. He was doing a theater thing down the street. They're like, you only need to be here for a day. Put on your best Shakespeare and let's go to town.
Yeah.
Because I swear to God, Mickey Rourke was pretending like he was a Shakespearean stage actor.
Oh,
God.
He was overly dramatic, speaking very jaded modern words to this. This
to a statue of
the bust
Caesar
the bust
of
Nero.
Nero.
Nero was the Caesar at the time, but it's just one of those things. I was like,
it was trippy. Anytime that Mickey Rourke was on it, it was just.
And do you know what his role was? Because
he's a general.
He's the general, man.
He's
I thought he was talking about his past self, because he doesn't make any sense.
Oh, like I was.
There was a lot of waxing and waning.
Yeah, I was about to get super pissed at Paulie. I'm like, he just sent me down a time jumping film. Yeah, and I ended up being pissed at Paulie for a whole other reason because of this movie. But it was just
man? What?
No. It was awful. This was spectacularly bad.
Yes.
This thing competes right up there with
The Room?
My gosh. The Room. Oh my gosh.
No. But this is fun. The Room was not fun. Wonder Woman is not fun. Come on, this is tragically brilliant fun, and you got come on.
So The Room. You were describing The Room, because I have watched that movie like at least 10, 15 times.
Shellback says this movie looks like there's more running in it than Chariots of Fire and Forrest Gump combined.
There is. No. I'm thinking this guy came out of this film just completely in the best cardio shape of his life, because they made him run up mountains, around trees, through the snow, through the sandy beachy area that was supposed to be a desert. It was terrible, spectacularly bad.
Yeah, we might have a new name for this series, Paulie. Movies to lose friends by. I like that.
Yeah,
I like
you
that
know
a
what?
lot.
You know what? And I'm gonna do it every week. We're gonna invite like some big timer like Culture Casino.
Yes.
Say, hey, watch this movie. Right? They get them all pissed, and I'm gonna say, fuck you too.
I am so with you.
I joke about losing our my affection for you, but honestly, I found myself in this really weird place watching this film, man. I was like, would this be better? Would this be better if I wasn't sober? And no, the answer is not. No, you have to be stone cold sober to appreciate just how awful this film is. I'm serious, guys.
Here's another thing.
They wasted Bai Ling by explaining nothing, right? The other female in this film, best acting, no words. Fantastic.
How the hell is homeboy not going to take her up on that?
I don't know.
Because she's like, I love you now. Bat my eyes. And he's like, oh no, I got to go back to running.
Yeah. And look, it just shows that you can have an amazing performance by a female actress with no words.
Yeah. No, she
did an amazing job. I know that sounds like a joke. I'm not joking.
No.
She legit did a great job. She did a great job, and I'm in the Christ old guy.
Thank you, Matt Vader. He's on the Salty Nerd podcast, and he's
seems
a great
like
guy.
My kind of film.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Are there any decapitations?
They do this thing too. They learn how to lose friends with bad movies and a ton of good ones.
Well, you say that, Yeti, and yet we have 19 people in the chat. So
yeah, that's true.
So for a Saturday, because
they're enjoyed that we tortured culture.
This is why, guys. We're mad nut nerds for movie garbage. This
is a new thing. This is going to be a thing.
Tuesday nights is I put on my nice hat. I got the nice guests. We're celebrating culture.
Yeah, it's all
right. That's
this
prime
is the
time.
opposite.
This is fandom garbage. Let's watch some movies.
Yeah,
let's have some fun.
It's on Amazon Prime. It's free with your membership. And when you finish it, send your complaints to Paulie. Look, it is okay. So, but legitimately, the chick that did awesome. And
I can't believe we're still breaking this down.
and the old dude that was into Christ, definitely
Saul.
Saul.
On this road to Damascus, he obviously ran into Mickey Rourke.
Okay, but and then the other female that was in it with Mickey Rourke, I'm 100% convinced he was banging her, and that's why she's in this film.
Yeah, this was a. Let's get close. Let's get close.
Brother, you got to roll for a Bottling. Yeah, brother, give him a roll.
That's actually probably how he said it too. He did a really good Mickey.
Eric O'Sullivan, is it?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, MST3K, Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh,
yeah, and this would make it. Yeah, the puppets on there would be going bananas.
It really is. It really is.
I'm really thinking
I owned one of those. I owned one of those gumball dispensers. I wanted to turn into. Yeah, I should have done that.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Cavateño's here. Runner the movie.
Oh, kinda. Yeah, this would be like they could have cast Runner in this film. It would have made as much sense.
He would have done as good of a job.
Darth, you know what? Stop trying to be a freaking snob. All you guys, stop trying to be movie elitist snobs. I'd rather cut my arm off, wrap it up, and give it to starving homeless and watch this. You're gonna watch this.
Yeah,
you're gonna watch this because you know what? We're talking about it. So everyone, just zip it right now.
Or the next step is going with the whole EFAP thing. We get an overlay so it can play in the background because they did that with they did that with Wonder Woman 1984. They don't get claimed. We could do that with this and make him watch.
See, I'd rather just do what we're doing, bro, right now. I really, because everyone go and watch it on your own this week. That's what become the Slanted Yeti is. It's like we're gonna talk shit about shitty movies or good movies, whatever.
Good.
MB Geek Let's Talk says Queen's Gambit. It is a great miniseries. What the hell are you talking about? We're not talking about Queen. Are you talking to me or are you talking to? It's a conversation with Darth. Yeah, but you know what, MB, we're talking. Come on, man. Stay on point here, brother. Stay on point.
Look, we have to give it to this film for redefining the scale of bad something can be.
Well,
because
he's not wrong.
It really did.
They're not wrong.
It really did. Yeah.
But this is what I'm saying, guys, is that the fact that this movie seemed like it was like made 30 years ago.
No.
Right? It was made last year.
Yeah, but you know what? They rented those cameras, you know, from like the guy that had them in storage like for 20 or 30 years. Because I guarantee you, this was shot on like somebody's 16 millimeter clicking at camera. It was terrible. The cinematography, they had 3 great shots, and they were all done with drones for sure.
Yeah, guaranteed in the mountains.
Yeah, but some of the other stuff, I'm like, no, that's not great.
See, Matt Vader, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, Matt, you were going to dig this. The Salty Nerd podcast is going to just burn up.
Yeah, you guys are going to love it. I can tell you right now. There's going to be. I want to hear your discussion.
That's funny, man.
Dude, okay, so it starts raining. So like he ducks up into like a hole under a tree.
It starts raining. Talk about the rain effects.
Oh, it was terrible. Well, the snow was the worst. They opened the film with the worst snow effect I've ever seen in my life, right? I mean, I did a really cheap little snow globe countdown thing for Christmas, the holidays, right? For my channel, right? Yeah. And my snow was like 19,000 times better.
That shit was better
effect.
Quality.
Somebody like took a marker on the film cell and was like, that's what snow coming here.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Would you say this was better or worse than the Fargo TV series snow scene? Because
this was. You mean, is it better as in it's far worse, or is this worse than that actually?
Yeah, worse than that.
Yes, both. It's just bad. The snow's terrible. Yeah. And then when we get to this camp, mind you, it doesn't exist in real space, but it was the best set piece they had, I think. And they wasted it.
No, but then there was a green screen that was like not even like your green screen right now is better than theirs.
Oh, I know. But look, Jeremy Johns has a quality green screen, man. He when he does his film reviews and stuff, that dude's got a nice setup. He's got his light set up perfect and everything. But that's all it takes is you just properly light it. But they didn't even know how to do color correction in the film. I don't even want to get into that part. Because I can pick the crap
No. We want you to get into that because we are picking this apart.
It's going to be. You guys
this is Ed Woodian level. This is Ed Woodian. This is Ed Woodian level bad.
Yeah.
And
film concept by Ed Gein, lighting by Ed Wood.
I'm just so happy on another level that films like this are still being made. Mm-hmm. This is great.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is truly independent film. I mean, seriously, 2 guys went out. They got
everything's independent about this movie.
All they had to do was they waved a sea line bag of something in front of Mickey Rourke, and they got him right. And he said, well, "Could you get a Bailing in here too, or whatever he talks about?" Like, I don't know.
Hey, brother, I'll do this. Hey, I'll do this movie, brother. But listen, brother, I'm big.
I'm
you got to roll.
glad.
I want you to write a role for me.
So they gave him this.
I'm not going to do this goddamn movie if you don't get Bailing in this. God damn it! I'm the name of this movie. Get Bailing in it right now. Thanks, brother. Okay, love you, brother. All right. See you on the plane.
That was exactly right. That was it. Yeah, and then they went to someplace with trees and mountains and crap, and they paid this guy to run a lot.
Yeah. He was in great. I gotta say, he was in great shape. Lee Partridge. What a name, Lee Partridge.
I'm just happy that they're giving up and coming writers from the 9-year-old down the street a chance to break into Hollywood.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't even know if this movie, if any of these people got to be in Hollywood with this.
Well, they're not going to be now. I think Mickey Rourke said, "This is my retirement gig."
Hey, do not underestimate.
I got my kilo.
Do not underestimate.
They paid him in cocaine.
Exactly.
He got low depths that Hollywood will go.
And then he snorted it right before his scene.
Actually, Darth Haster, Showgirls is the best bad movie ever made.
No, this is the best one.
No. The Room. The Room takes it.
Oh, God. We're gonna have to do a bake off. We need to get 10 films and do a bake off of and rank them.
Okay, it's special. Yeah.
I'll be happy to be here. Bring back all of your guests, Paulie, and we'll do a bake off of
bake off of the worst ones,
worst films, the best films. I don't even know how you title that. The garbage
best
that we
of
love.
The worst.
Yeah.
Everybody
likes to smell their own brand. I don't know what you call the title, something like that. It's bad.
Just How to Lose Friends.
Oh, Soul Assassin's right. I guarantee you, there was no film permits were applied for in this film.
No.
I'm telling you right now, 2 of those scenes were shot in somebody's garage, right? And everything else was outside, and they found like an abandoned stone house that they put the love interest in. Other than that, it's like too tense and really horrific acting. Bad action scenes. Because, well, as Paulie points out, the army is, I don't know, 3-4 people. So it's weird, man. And people's incentive to chase him, I would imagine, would linger at a certain point in time. Also, surprisingly, no one had horses because they didn't want to apply for, to have the freaking humane, animal people on. I cannot remember the name of the group that does that, but they couldn't have them on set, so they couldn't have the horses on set. So guess what? Do you know what they had back then? Horses. I'm like, there is so much wrong with this film.
I
understand. I mean, the premise was we have to climb up this ravine. This steep ravine, and so the horse won't make it there. That doesn't mean you're not going to find a horse along the way, and you're already in big trouble. So stealing a horse is not going to be a problem, especially if you're a Roman soldier. You just say, this is for Rome. So,
and the other guys would have horses because
they were already on the other side of the thing.
Yeah, they were already on the other side. He had to, just so that he wouldn't get caught. Like, so he had to avoid the major roads and climb that so that he could escape, any sentries out there. But no, the other guys, they would have had horses, but nope, you don't see them.
I don't get it. Yeah, and Manos Hands of Fate is awful too. Yes, we can line up all of these awfulness. But interestingly enough, just circling back to Cobra Kai for a second, Manos Hands of Fate appeared in How I Met Your Mother, right? And the fan theory about Karate Kid also appeared in How I Met Your Mother. In fact, that's why Barney in that show likes Johnny Lawrence, played by
because he's
William
the hero.
Zabka, because he's the hero of the film in Barney's eyes. So so it's funny that both of those things kind of connected with Cobra Kai. Anyway, that's how my brain works, guys. Don't pay any attention.
Oh, hey, I'm following you. I'm right there.
Sorry.
Oh, you know what, guys? I found a Hollywood Reporter review.
Oh, this will be
we gotta read this. I'm sorry, guys.
Please.
We could wrap it up after this with
as long as we can do this, please. Oh, we did watch the trailer. I forgot.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, this is from this is the Legion Film Review, Hollywood Reporter.
See, the trailer was too good, so you don't associate it with the movie.
I love this first line. You really can't trust movie posters these days. The one for the new adventure drama, The Legion, features Mickey Rourke and Bowling prominently above the title. But as is all too typical of internationally geared productions these days, their presence is designed to fool global audiences. Yeah, I was fooled. I wasn't really fooled by that. I was fooled I thought there was going to be armies and fighting. That's why I started watching this.
There wasn't really a Legion to speak of.
The guy who did the trailer deserves a raise.
Yeah,
because he made it look good, and he found every single decent piece and half decent piece that he turned it into a coherent trailer.
Rourke plays a Roman general. Spends almost the entirety of his brief stint in the film having a one-sided discussion with a bust of the Emperor Nero. And Bowling, letting her garish makeup do much of her acting, shows up for a single scene as his hectoring wife, who delivers a pep talk in the form of encouraging him to become a martyr.
Wait, they're wrong. They're wrong. Yeah,
she was in two scenes.
But she was also a mistress, not a wife.
Ah. Yeah. You
okay
there, Yeti?
It's so true. He just talked to the bust.
He did. The bust probably has a credit in the film. I didn't pay attention to the credits because I wanted it to be over as fast as possible.
I think Yeti has lost it.
He's broken. We broke him.
The advice proves self-fulfilling, at least for Rourke, who once again squanders his credibility for an easy paycheck. Sporting an eye patch, eyeliner beneath, and white nail polish, the Oscar-nominated actor lets loose a series of F-bombs and angrily asks the bust of Nero, "What's going on?" As you know, as Roman generals were wont to do in those days.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. It just hit me.
Oh no! I was wrong. It was 6280. I thought it was
6280 to be exact. The opening lines of the film, inspired by true events. Oh, that's right. I forgot about the. Then they would say day 3. Like, who the fuck is keeping track?
Well, no, because they said you need to get there in 7 days, right? So when we get to day 10, I'm thinking they're all toast.
They're fucked, right?
They have no food. They had 2 days worth of food, but 7 days was going to be all right. So I don't know.
The real star of this debut directorial effort from veteran Spanish producer Jose Magan, stranded Moscow Zero, turns out to be Lee Partridge, a British actor and circus performer whose upcoming credits include. What the fuck?
Oh, I'm gonna break.
I told you there was something cooterish about Lee Partridge, and God bless him, he's a circus performer.
Like,
his look at his credits include COVID-21, lethal virus.
Anyone that hasn't seen it, like you'll just understand, and at some point it's just gonna hit you. Mickey Rourke is just gonna hit you, talking to a bust for a half an hour, doing nothing and saying nothing of importance, and then this Chinese girl shows up and leans on his shoulder.
Oh my God! The last 2 paragraphs of
the last 2 paragraphs. Why don't you read them? Please.
Okay. Mostly, however, Noreno does lots and lots of running, an activity that quickly proves repetitive to watch on screen. Partridge's athleticism serves him well here, although the rest of his performance proves underwhelming by comparison. Yeah. By the end of his mission, it becomes apparent that what Noreno really went through was a self-empowering growth experience. I'd like to think that somewhere out there, there's a woman for me, he muses, in a bit of dialogue that indicates the sophistication of the screenplay by Pedro Santamaria and Carmen Pellisteros. Oh my God! This is called when a critic is pissed that they had to watch a film. That's what this is.
This is a great review.
Oh, it is. Watch this. Director Megan displays no flair for action sequences, although the budgetary limitations obviously didn't help. Nor does he successfully pull off the dramatic scenes, including one in which Rourke delivers an anguished, tearful monologue that plays like a decades-old actor's studio audition piece.
Yeah.
And nearly erases all memories of his sensitive work in such films as Diner and The Wrestler. Dude, I think the apex of his career truly was The Wrestler, because this film will undo any opinion that you had that might have been positive about Mickey Rourke. I'm just saying. The performance is...
Because even in the Expendables, he was a lot of fun. He was in the first one, right?
Hey, brother, check this out. I'm gonna throw my knife.
Yeah. So, do you think that he knocked all his scenes out in a day?
Yes. Oh, I mean, like an hour.
My brain is hurting.
Those fake eyelashes, they aren't cheap. So I bet you the makeup department's like, we only have him. We can only pay for.
Oh no. He showed up like that. He showed up like that.
Well, yeah, he probably did.
And they just left it. He showed up. They had a half an hour, and they started filming right as he put on his little piece of armor, and he did one shot.
Do you know what women call those kinds of fingernails? They call them jerk nails, and he's been sporting the jerk nails since Iron Man 2.
But bro, they were on fleek.
No. Seriously, that's a French manicure of some high quality. I'm just saying, and ladies pay good money for that. Is all.
Damn, this is fun. Damn, this is fun. Let's get in. This chat is. Thank you guys, man. You guys are. The Dodgers won. Asking for a friend. The Dodgers won, and they're gonna win again this year, 2021. I said
Dodgers.
Those Dodgers. Oh man.
Sorry, I grew up. I heard that constantly. The Dodgers.
Yeah. What did MB say? I find it funny. I find it funny how budget restrictions. Do these people think we're all dumb? Right.
I just want to know how the
good
conversation went.
There was
Like
a good film here, Yeti. But go ahead.
No, I just wanted to know how the conversation went with Mickey Rourke, because he would have shown up. I guarantee he looked like that, because I'm pretty sure he had the makeup and the eyelashes and the nails.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have to touch him at all, but they probably like, okay, this is Rome, and you know you're kind of a diva. Like, okay, can we take these off? He's like,
Yeah.
more cocaine. only if it gets more cocaine.
I don't, you know, I don't think I think he's clean and sober now, but I don't even think he needs blow. He's just so out of his mind by now.
Okay, drugs is the only way I can explain those nails. Like, that's the only way. That's the only thing I could think of.
Well, no, I mean, you know, if you want to have nice nails, have nice nails. That's not the point. It's just overall, he looked like he was prepping for some other role. I mean, he was literally dressed for something else, and then they put the costume. I don't know.
There's no comparison to Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2 is like, you know.
Oh no! But see, his jerk nails actually fit into his character a little bit, you know, and he didn't have the French tips on him, so you know.
He actually had a character in Iron Man 2 compared to this. Compared to this.
Well, he is a character in this.
Right. Well, we're comparing.
There was a good film here. I mean, there could have been.
I can't believe you just said that. I mean, we can go on and on about this
how bad it
movie.
was. I can always find it. Like you said, there's a nugget in there. There was if they would gone the direction, if they'd cut 25, 30, 45 minutes of the running,
yes,
then
have to cut the
there
running.
still would have been a good 20 minutes of running still in here. And there might have been a good film. And if you think I'm exaggerating, watch the film.
Yeah.
Okay, but they would have had to show the army. They would have had to show like the destination, the people starting to break down throughout those 7 days. You don't see that.
You put helmets on those guys. You put Roman helmets on a bunch of just like 8 or 10 guys, right? And
a blanket.
I can clone the shit out of them, right? On in my video editing suite, right? I can clone them like crazy. By the way, that's the first time I've cussed today. But you do that. I can clone the heck out of them just like I do with stormtroopers and stuff. And you will have you'll have a legion. You will have built an army. You only need them doing these random actions for like an afternoon, and poof.
Yeah, and you could save on budget of the armor with using blankets, because we know it's cold, so they're all going to be wrapped up. You know, have a helmet on, a little blanket, and there you go. You got a shot.
Yeah.
Like some fire.
If anything, with the breach, they were good at hiding and being creative with their camera angles. To make it look like they had some production value in this.
That's true. But I still think this was, if they got $800 plus that 1 kilo of blow for Mickey Rourke, I think that was the budget for the film.
Where do we find the budget for this?
IMDb should have it.
in your couch cushion.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Wow. The fact that it got reviewed by the Hollywood Reporter.
Oh God, I love that.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
I'm just waiting for someone else to watch and break down like I did, because I couldn't hold it. I was I broke. I snapped.
Yeah. Where would I find that there?
The numbers would have it if anybody would, or IMDb usually does.
Oh, an actual budget. Oh, okay. So we think there's a budget.
Or do I need to go to IMDb Pro?
Because I wonder if the set of the one good set was just pulled from, stock footage or something. Like it wasn't theirs. Because it was. I feel bad for the guy that had to run, because there would have been a full day where he just had to hike to different locations and then start running. And then it would have been like some drone following him as he's alone. And just would have been walking up that mountain, start running through.
Budget was $350.
350,000?
No, $350.
Oh.
So
we had that
yeah,
quote.
I think we're gonna wrap
you
it
didn't
up. Start wrapping it up, Yeti.
Oh wait, okay. So I'm working on it. I may have found it.
Yeah. So were we? Did we find the budget?
I'm working on it.
He's
Okay.
working on it. But I think, there's no shortage, Yeti Cast, of bad movies for us to watch and recommend to people so they can
know.
be pissed off at us.
Yeah, and we still have Cobra Kai that we haven't really gotten into.
You are so hell bent on Cobra Kai.
Man, there's a lot
Great.
of things I
Great
like
show.
about it, especially the first little bit. There's things we aren't seeing from other shows, and I really wanted.
Yeah.
I know. I want more people to go see it and support it, so we get more shows like this. You know.
Culture, any luck?
No, they've hidden it everywhere. I think they're probably embarrassed. I've looked everywhere. I've hit every resource I have. That's insane.
Yeah.
Man,
All right.
It was. Look, guys, if you're gonna watch this film, you have been warned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. But next week we're gonna be on Yeti's channel,
cool.
I believe. Oh no, wait, no, not yet, right? We'll figure that out.
Yeah, we're gonna figure it out.
We'll figure it out. We'll eventually get to that place where
Yes.
we're co-hosting it.
And then I can get some watch hours because I've got more subs than watch hours. That's watch hours probably going to take me longer.
But cool. I think we'll say goodbye to Culture just because he doesn't want to get spoiled on the Cobra Kai talk.
Let's ask him how far he went.
Oh, I'm only 3 into season 3, so don't ruin it.
Oh yeah, we won't ruin it, but there's a lot of things to discuss.
Yeah, no, I'm going to tap out. All I'm going to say is this: they could not possibly have done a better job creating this show and managing its story than any show on any form of media. They've done a very, very good show. It is well done, and the character development for Johnny Lawrence is extraordinary. And you get an opportunity to see some personal demons that he struggled with from a very young age, etc. So moving into season 3, he's essentially lost everything at that point, or walked away from it. When we head into season 3, from that point forward, I mean, it's a different form of growth. So I haven't gotten too far into season 3. Obviously, I will, and someday you can have me back and we'll talk about it.
So what I was going to say is...
Well, he's going to tap out, bro. Let's get him just to plug in, then we can keep talking, if that's cool with you.
No,
Yeti.
I just wanted to let him know we were going to talk about stuff that happened in 1 and 2 before 3.
Oh, no, it's fine. I do have other obligations I have to fulfill today.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you knew that.
No, we're good. And thank you, Paulie, for having me. Thank you, Yeti, for having me. This is a great idea. It's a great show, and I loved it, every single minute of it, every excruciating moment of the film that I think is universally bad in every way. Subjectively, objectively, any actively that you can come up with. I don't have enough adjectives to describe how bad the film is. But guys, thanks for hanging out with us here. We wouldn't be here without you, and this wouldn't be as much fun without you. And so otherwise it'd just be 3 guys yelling at each other for no reason. So thank you all for showing up. I appreciate it. Please subscribe to YetiCast if you're not already. Make sure you double check your subscriptions on all of your creators right now, because the massive amounts of people that I have lost over the course of just a short period of time has been amazing. Now, a lot of them have resubscribed, but I keep dipping below the 1,500 threshold, and then it goes back up, and then it goes back down, and then it goes back. And it's different people every time, so check. What's really funny is Wookiee Supremacy for like 4 or 5 months had to keep resubscribing to my channel. Anyway, thank you all for coming, guys. Thanks for having me. I love you all. Take it easy. Peace.
What? Tell them the next thing the very next show you're doing, please.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Tomorrow's the Sunday Culture Review, which I do before. I think, Paulie, are you going live again tomorrow?
No.
You're
I'm
not
off tomorrow.
Okay. So tomorrow's that, and then after that, you can go over to Kai's channel. Kai does the game show. I think he's restarting the game show this week, as a matter of fact.
Trivia game show. Yep.
Yeah. Otherwise, he'll be doing his chill stream. But we have a lot of people that stream after my Sunday Culture Review. But we're gonna cut loose tomorrow on the Culture Review. We're gonna talk about everything that happened over the course of the last week. There's been plenty in pop culture. We're gonna avoid on my channel, we avoid the political nonsense as much as we can, just like we tried to do here today. Doesn't mean it's going to not find its way in, but believe me, we will redirect into something a little more entertaining and informative. In fact, on Monday, I'm going to give everybody a little preview because I already did kind of last night. I'm diving further into some financial stuff that's going on with the different unions in Hollywood, et cetera, et cetera. In fact, I'm sure Paulie is informed about some of this stuff, and so we'll be talking about that. And that's a little more of what I call evergreen content. So you're going to see that type of thing available regularly. So, but thank you for letting me promote that. That's awesome, guys. You guys are great. You guys are great. Thank you all for being here, and do continue to watch the show. For the next 10, 15, 16 months, 10 years, however long Paulie runs it, until Paulie and I are old and gray, right, Paulie? Anyway, you guys have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
Love you, brother.
Loved having you
Have
on
a great
here.
weekend.
It was great.
You too.
All right.
Bye.
Peace.
Everybody
Cool,
go
man.
subscribe to him if you aren't.
Yeah. So I think another 15 minutes or so, man.
Yeah.
If you want to, how do you want to begin the conversation? What are your thoughts?
And well, I guess do we want to wrap up season 3 for all these fine folks?
Okay, so anyone in the chat, we're gonna go on season 3. We're gonna move forward from episodes 3 to 9. Correct?
Yeah, and, or we could just start diving into the other things that that the show has been about. I really liked what you said on one of the streams I saw where it was about fatherhood and stuff like that, because I thought that was something the show is doing that we don't see enough of.
Yeah. If anyone doesn't want to hear anything about Cobra Kai because you have not seen it, that was a good time to tap out. But we're gonna talk about some of the themes and maybe some of the what goes on with season 3. I think one of the greatest things about this show has been the roles that fathers and men have in the lives of their families, whether they're adopted families or students. It's definitely Johnny and his relationship with Miguel, and then Johnny with his relationship with Robbie. There's a lot going on there, and it just goes to show you that that every child needs to have a mother and a father. And with the son, to have that same sex, that same side, parental figure, it's a big deal. And
the guiding figure to help them through the course of their life and to understand and kind of control their own growth, their own emotions, to become self-confident in themselves, so they don't start lashing out at the wrong things or the wrong people. Like there's control that comes with it.
Yeah, so I think that's that these men are not perfect and they make mistakes, but you can see that where their heart's at. You can see where they want to get to as a character as well, and it's great. It's great. I think Cobra Kai. There's so many great things going on for it, but at the heart of these characters are Johnny and Daniel-san, and how they are trying to pass down what they've learned to the new generation.
And I think there's also they represent the two different sides of masculinity. So you have kind of that. And how they're incomplete without each other, because Johnny is far more about harnessing that testosterone, because without it you've got aggression that gets lashed out, leads to violence. He shows how to channel that, become self-confident and assertive into the world. But on the flip side, there's Daniel that's showing how you need to bring that inner peace, so that you're not fully lashing out, that you don't have to go the violent route.
And a good buddy of ours is here. It's a coach from Echo Base Network. What's up, brother? Congratulations on all your success. Your channel is blown. I think they've gone like 14,000 subscribers.
Nice.
And they're just dropping knowledge, Star Wars knowledge. And they're part of this great community. So thank you for stopping by. And if me looking deep into the camera, if that helps anybody, then that's great. So what you're talking about, Yeti, is what we call, I'll try to do this right here, is the yin and yang, right?
Yes.
The yin and yang. And you can't have one without the other.
Yeah, because they each lead to a different issue.
Because, you can't just be all of peace and knowledge without being of action and being, without your, your aggression. It's funny because I was teaching some guys yesterday a tabletop kick, right? And as soon as they got it, they were like, "Oh," and it's like, dude, I want you to, you can tap up your level of aggression. I want you to exhale though. So when you kick and you exhale, you let it go. It's done.
Yeah.
But for that moment, you've pinpointed your focus, your energy, your aggression. Boom. Right. So and so they did that early on in the first Karate Kid, if you remember, where Miyagi finally teaches Daniel-san what has Daniel-san been wanting to learn?
Oh, the crane kick.
No.
No?
I want to punch.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So when he finally does that, right, he's got his batter's outfit on, right?
Yeah.
His catcher's outfit. And Daniel hits. Miyagi says, "What are you, afraid? Are you some kind of little girl or something?" That was great because it was like, focus and let her rip, man. Let her rip. Don't be afraid to let it rip, because that's part of your education as a martial artist. It's a yin and yang, just like what Darth Vader just said.
Know when to let it rip and when to stop, and don't confuse when you need to be peaceful for when you need to be aggressive, because there's different points where both are necessary. And if you only have one side of the coin, you lead to the problems that those characters had. That, Robbie at the end of season 2, he only had the one side. He didn't understand when to he only understood the peace, and so ended up being way too overly aggressive. He went and with Miguel, it was the opposite. Like he became too aggressive. He became almost too confident, and that led him into falling, basically falling down, falling apart.
Well, it's interesting because both characters, Robbie and Miguel, grew up without their dads.
Yes.
Right, and we don't know Miguel's father yet. We do know Miguel has a strong mother and a strong grandmother, and that's a big deal in his household, which is kind of indicative of a lot of Latino households. You usually have multi-generational members in the house at the same time, which I think is the best thing for a child. Robbie barely had a mom. Yeah. And I love that she's coming back and she's, getting rehab, and is episode 2 or 3?
Okay, I think it was 3.
Right. It was 3. Right, where we see her at her rehab, and eventually Robbie shows up at the rehab with the mom, and that's how Daniel is able to get him and get him arrested. But it's like, this is the best way to go.
Yeah.
Theme park casual is taking off. Let's just say bye to theme park really quick.
Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. He's a great guy.
So what were we going to say, brother?
That Robbie was still ready to run and got angry because Daniel came by and was trying to tell him that if you're on the run and the police catch you, they're going to throw the book. So it's better for you to just turn yourself in. Then we can take it from here, and I'll be there for you every single day. But
Memes is about to get deep on us, but and I'm with you, memes, because there's so you can use this as a just a lesson for society as far as our sons and our men. That Cavateño says sparring versus actual combat, and I would say yes, and if ever you actually have to actually combat in the real world, it won't be a surprise.
No,
it won't. You can, because you can see it coming from a mile. We usually say we see a fight coming 2 moves before.
Yeah.
Right. So we always try to avoid that confrontation out there in the streets, because you usually size it up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And that being said, we know when we can help pretty quickly because we can size it up. Memes gets a little deep here. Flowing through all, there is balance. There is no peace without a passion to create. There is no passion without peace to guide. Knowledge fades without the strength to act. Oh, we're getting into. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Power blinds without the serenity to see. There's freedom in life. There is purpose in death. The force is all things, and I am the force. The great code. The great Jedi code. Oh, that's cool, man.
But it's true.
I like that.
The show shows this so well, and it shows the two sides, because too much peace and you start letting people walk over you, and then there's a snapping moment because you did not push yourself to be aggressive and stomp it beforehand. But the flip side happens where you get way too overly aggressive, and then somebody just comes straight for you, like they come at you way harder.
Yeah, and I really believe that people in our society, with what's going on right now, is that they need to get into a yoga class, get into a martial arts class, and get out of their heads.
Yeah.
And stop watching television, or stop watching the news, and there's so many lessons here that we could take. People's reaction to events. It's like people's reactions to this past year. You see how people have lost their serenity so quickly, where they're espousing peace and love and kindness. It's the new year, and then the next day, boom, they're coming after you, dog.
Yeah, the snapping moment. And it comes for everyone if that stuff isn't channeled properly. And the show does a very good job at going through that.
Well, Lord thought you're talking about the high road, and the high road, people don't want to take it. They want to take the easy one. They want to take the quick one. And the high road is like the ultimate test of tests. And I think that's where Daniel-san gets lost. Because he wants revenge. He's trying to hide it under civility, but don't get wrong. He wants revenge. He wants, he's got resentment. He's got some resentments, which is why you see his life slowly. Everything fell to shit. It's a good thing he had such a good wife.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. What else, brother? With the show.
Okay. Well, I guess then going into season 3. For as much as I like the show, do you want to get into some of the things that they did wrong?
Sure, go for it. This is
because there were things that I really disliked during this season. There were some in season 2 where kind of that middle section, it gets a little too CW drama for me, but it pulls it back. At the beginning and end are excellent, but in season 3, it seems to be interspersed in the episodes. There's no real long one where it drags on, but there's these really awkward bad moments that the score does not properly represent, and the transitions are jarring. The score threw me off multiple times.
Well, listen, for me, the season highlights are the Okinawa episodes and the last 2 episodes of the season. Yeah. So we're looking at, I would say, 2 before Okinawa, then the 2 after, that are basically filler. They could tell those stories within one episode, right?
Yeah.
So instead of being 9 episodes, it, easily could have been 6. When you kind of, and because Okinawa was so amazing, and I say Okinawa, but there's all the other storylines were happening as well. But it's perfect television. It's hard to like come back. Well, what do you got after that? It's like Danielson comes back to the States and things gone to shit. But it was kind of a withdrawals for me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Chosen. His character was amazing. He shows up, and in Okinawa they reconnect. So Daniel reconnects with the same actress that he was there in the Karate Kid Part 2. And they reconnect, and at one of at a cafe, at a bar, she brings in basically the enemy from that movie, and he's expecting a fight because the guy tried to kill him, but it shows how he spent his life learning how to restrain his own inner demons. And
that might have been a cool journey to see Chozen's
I would have liked to see that. Yeah.
Chozen and Sato, Sato was amazing. Sato's Karate Kid 2 is, I probably want to go see that again this weekend.
It makes me want to go put it on.
Yeah, where Sato sees Daniel-san doing the breathing technique before he cuts through the ice, and he kind of gives that acknowledgement, smirking smile that he's like, "Oh shit," that's how our sensei taught us. Yeah, that was a great moment. Yeah, and Chozan was such a disgrace, to everything on every level. It was great to have him back, and it was great that he got to teach Daniel-san something.
Yes, and something completely new, showing something that Mr. Miyagi never ended up getting to teach him. That was basically disabling the enemy, so you can take them out, or completely stop them from being able to fight.
That was sick, man.
Yeah,
that was sick. That was just like, oh, that was just on a on a dramatic level. Yeah, that was great, man.
And then right as the climax is hitting, and so Daniel is completely disabled on the ground. You get a flash of the previous movie where it's where it was the opposite, and he thinks Chosen's gonna get his revenge, and he just goes up to Daniel with his fist and goes honk.
Yeah.
And just starts laughing.
Then he breaks character.
Yeah.
Because then he had been the stoic, I show you, no, and then, he breaks character because he's been wanting to do that. But first he had to beat him. He had to beat Danielson first. Yeah, that was great television, man.
And you really get to see his full growth, and get the sense that he spent his entire life working to that point where he wouldn't take that strike because he didn't need to anymore. It was, he earned his own honor.
And someone said that in the chats. I think it was Memes. Memes is dropping some knowledge.
No kidding.
And Memes, we got to have you on the show, bro. We got to have you on the show. Let's all watch a bad movie and then we'll chomp it up. To be able, or I think Cavateño said that, to be able to, be in a confrontation, neutralize your opponent is respecting your opponent.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is all about. That's the one where I teach. I'm a black belt in.
I've always wanted to get into that.
Yeah.
Man.
To neutralize your opponent is mad respect, man. You're just saying, that's enough.
Yeah.
Let's chill. And that was the ultimate redirection that Miyagi and then now Chozen taught Daniel-san.
Now,
Cavateño Che met Yuji Okimoto in Seattle. He's a great guy with a restaurant, kids, and married a UW cheerleader. Saw his battle uniform frame too. Wow. Wow, so Chozan is in Seattle. That's great. Another there's some cool stuff to go and visit Seattle, like
Yeah.
Bruce Lee and Jimi Hendrix, and now this. That's pretty cool. Great stuff.
Okay, so the next misstep that I thought they had was with Miguel, because Miguel wakes up and we don't know if he's going to walk again. He's got to have surgery, and it looks really bad. And this also comes. Some of the best moments come from this. Because these are some of my favorites with Johnny. He sees how Miguel is struggling with the way that the physiotherapist is trying to teach him. He's this hippie guy, and like, oh, don't worry about it. And so Johnny jumps in, and he finds a completely different way to motivate him all over again. He pulls out this porno mag and is dangling and like, come on, get it. He lights his shoes on fire. He's finding a new way, and when that doesn't break in, he realizes this isn't quite working. He needs to find some enjoyment again, because he doesn't have that motivation. He's way too frustrated, so he takes him to a concert, and they just rock out. They just listen to music and enjoy themselves. And I thought that was really smart. Like, it's not always about trying to push the limit. You got to have some fun too.
Yeah. Well,
that ends up.
Go ahead.
Oh, that ends up making him like do even better.
Yeah. Well, he lets it go.
Yes.
How is Johnny going to teach this kid to relax?
Yeah.
Right? That was the whole thing. How is he going to teach this kid how to get out of his own way, get out of his mind, stop thinking so much? And it goes, it's this age old, man. Don't think, feel, just be in the moment. And that's and that's how Johnny, in his way of being in the moment, it's like, I'm going to take this kid to a rock show.
Yeah.
And D. Snyder's going to give you a shout out, although it's through he kind of deceptive means of being make the Wish Foundation.
But it was fantastic. Like, that was one of the greatest things that happened. Now, where I think they kind of made a misstep is, Miguel essentially recovers, and now he's doing kicks, and they did take a process, but by the end he's basically his old self. Now, what I would have liked to see is that he doesn't fully recover, and for the character, he has to learn how to overcome an obstacle. Like, he's no longer going to be the exact same person. He's no longer going to be able to do the same type of kick or punch that he did before. So how do you overcome that and deal with it? How do you stay motivated? Bring that forward and find a new way to do some of these things. That you can't rely on the same technique as before. So find a new one that you can do and make it into your own advantage.
Yeah. Brutal Morningwood says, how great would it have been if sometime during the season, with some battle during some battle, Johnny yells to Miguel, "Show me flaming laces."
Oh, I would have loved that.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh,
that was good.
Yeah.
And that was great too, because it's like, it's like, how can I reach these kids? Johnny keeps failing.
Yeah.
And then he gets it. It's like, it works. Yeah, it was good. So what was your main then problem with Miguel?
Oh, just that he got over the injury. He didn't have to learn how to overcome a specific weakness now. That he basically got to the same point where he was prior, where he's doing the kicks, and that final fight scene. There's I'm so bad with names, but the other kid is punching him right where he got injured.
Right.
And
right.
Nothing really comes of that. He basically pushes out, does a flip and kicks a guy, and now he's Miguel again. But that would be they're.
You're saying that bothered you?
Yeah, because there should be consequence. but in the consequence, you could learn how to overcome it and deal with it and turn it into something better. You know, that.
Yeah. Lord Thoth has taken off. Good times, guys. Great stream. Catch up. We'll be back next week with some more bad movies and bad intentions
And this time, I think we'll announce it on Twitter so that other people can watch too, like watch ahead of time. I think that would be good. I think they'd enjoy that.
Whatever it takes. Memes. If we can turn our enemies into friends, that may be one of the greatest achievements of humanity. Yes. So, which is so prevalent nowadays because everyone is so quick to call people just the most horrific things online to each other, where you really don't get it. You don't get that we're all in this together.
Yeah, I know.
It's so important. That's how you learn from people who disagree with you, who you might think are enemies or this or that. We're all in this together. I don't learn anything from anyone that agrees with me 100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
my
you're never gonna agree.
My girlfriend. Case in point. Right. I've learned so much from her because we don't see eye to eye on things. But but you got that mutual respect.
If she's in the room.
No, she's not. That's how you have the mutual respect. You have the mutual a base of respect.
Yeah.
Then sometimes you'll see their point of view. Sometimes they're going to see your point of view.
Yes.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
And
yeah. And here was the other issue I had was the villains were becoming one note, where the first season there was so much. And thanks for dropping by.
Yeah.
We love having you guys.
Yeah.
So there's that. The villains are being too evil. Like you've got that whole new group of people that Kreese brought in, and there's nothing redeeming about them. Like you just hate them, and they are just horrible people to be horrible. Like that's going to get old very, very quick. You can't go with that very long. That's why Johnny and Daniel work so well. There was nuance to their character, to their battle.
Clobbering, that didn't really bother me. I think Miguel had been through enough at that point. It may have been a bit of a stretch, but it worked for me as goofy entertainment. I would have to agree and disagree with my lovable co-host from the north.
Okay, well, you tell me why.
Because, at the end of the day, just like I said, it's just entertainment, right? So you got to get there. And maybe you could have gotten there in the next season, but they wanted it to wrap up and they want him to be ready to fight at the end of this season. So I probably would have gotten him, he woke up at the end of episode 1. And there was enough time, time in TV time, not in the reality of things. But I think for him, his last final hurdle was in his mind is that he could kick already. Right? That's why Johnny was trying to hold him back a little bit at the park. He's like, no, it's here.
Yeah, it's just they started off with like, oh, he's not going to be able to walk. Then he's got to learn to walk. And that stuff is great. And I'm not even saying he shouldn't ever make it to that point, but the point where he did in the episode, it just happened so fast. He's getting punched in the back, and then he's like, oh yeah, I can kick ass again, And maybe that could have taken longer. I also think it would have been interesting if Johnny had to help teach him how to overcome, some obstacles that he might be stuck with, because life isn't perfect. This stuff happens.
Yeah. Cool, man. What else? Any other final thoughts? Let's wrap it up. Let's
okay.
We got some great people who've stuck it out with us. I really appreciate y'all going on over 2 hours.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up here on the Slanted Yeti with Yeti Cast. Please subscribe. He's over 200, I believe. And that's incredible.
I guess for the final thing, what do you think's going to happen next? We might as well leave off on that.
On season 4?
Yeah. What's your prediction?
Well, obviously, it's going to be two things, right? One is how long can this alliance last of Daniel-san and Johnny? And then how effective is it going to be against the unified, Cobra Kai, the old school Cobra Kai of Kreese and maybe, Barnes now? He's going to call in somebody?
Yeah, I can't remember his names.
So we'll see that. We'll see that. I hope, yeah, I mean, we'll see that. We'll see how these, kids continue to grow. And I'm actually interested in seeing who the new All Valley is going to be, right? Champion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't. Okay, so this is how I think the
Terry
next
Silver
season's going to end up.
Sorry about that, Shellback. Silver. Terry Silver, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
and,
yeah.
Lady Toriel just stopped on by. Hey, lady. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for dropping by. Okay, so I think the All Valley tournament, what's going to end up happening is Kreese is going to teach his student to do something really dirty, like completely illegal. It's going to push the guy. He's going to be fighting Miguel, and they're going to do something that's going to put his life in danger. And it's going to be an illegal move that Kreese is telling him to do. And at that moment, you're going to end up having Daniel and Johnny get triggered to jump in to save him. And there's going to be a showdown between Kreese and Terry Silver. So it's going to be a 4-on-4 fight of the adults at the end of the next season.
And Cavitano brings us up. There is talk of pulling from the next Karate Kid.
Yes, I did hear about that.
If they're getting reinforcements on the Cobra side, who are we going to get? And wouldn't that be something to unify Miyagi-Do as far as Miyagi students fighting under the same banner? That would be dope to have, whether it's Hilary Swank's character or Hilary Swank, Daniel-san, Johnny, and then their descendants. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be, I think that final scene that I'm talking about is what's going to end up solidifying them together, because there's going to be breaks and stuff, and right before the tournament, they'll probably go under a different banner. Then at that moment, they're like, okay, we're better together, and we got to stick this out for these kids.
Better than Eagle Fang.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Yeti man. We want to thank everybody for coming on by. We have some really cool announcements, guys. And let me just say this before Yeti starts his pitch. Watch the Legion movie with Mickey Rourke. And get us a report, and you get a Latino Slant t-shirt.
Do it.
You gotta watch the damn movie. All right, Yeti,
the full movie.
The full movie. What do you got this week coming up?
This week, I am on Loki's channel on Tuesday, and then next Sunday, I'm going to be on That Star Wars Girl's channel for an interview. So that's going to be awesome, and hopefully I'll be able to get out my next video, which is going to be a roast of Lord of the Rings, a Fellowship of the Rings. So I'm working on that right now, and I think you guys are going to like it.
Yeah. That's great, dude. That's great.
Yeah.
I want to thank everyone for being here on the Latino Slant. Today, every Saturday, is the Slanted Yeti with my new buddy, Yeti Cast. Thank you so much. Make sure you're subscribed to him. And thank you for everyone's interaction. I've got a whole bunch of new videos. Please, on our videos, it's important that you like and comment. Right now, we're going through a countdown on the slant, the top 10 Latina actresses of 2021. So it's a nice, fun distraction for sure. And then this Tuesday, I'm gonna elevate the Taco Tuesday, and I'm gonna have Chef Maribel Rivero live on the show, and she's gonna teach us how to make homemade, healthy tacos. Oh yes, that's gonna be a fun show,
that.
man.
Oh, yeah. I'm watching that. I'm watching that.
And it's, she's going to make it very simple for us dudes. you know, and healthy as well. Also, we have the X-Files this week with Shellback and 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser. And I have a lot of fun guests coming up in the next few weeks, guys. So please subscribe, and thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Let me see.
No, I was just going to say, you can follow me on Twitter at YetiCast and Parler at YetiCast, and Subscribestar at YetiCast. Those are basically, I just wanted to get that in because I know Twitter's getting weird, and so I'm on Parler if you want to follow me there.
Oh, we're getting some names of the potential dojo. Well, the kids are working on a name for the combined dojo. And here we got Cobra Crane Karate. Bonsai Snake Dojo?
I like these.
3 Snake Karate? And then I like this one. I like tacos.
It's perfect.
Good journey to you, lady. Wax off snake, karate snake. Snake. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys soon. Have a good weekend. Be well, YetiCast. And let's take them out with our theme song. Sound good?
Yeah. Have a good weekend.
Peace.
Feliz Año Nuevo. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2021 and our new show, The Slanted Yeti.
Esclavo de noche, nos habla con bote, nos hablan sus manos, noche tras noche, noche tras noche, vengo con carros, cuatro charros, la cruz en sus brazos por vida con sapo, la cruz en sus brazos por vida con sapo.
Tired of this shit. Hey, tell them son of a bitches up there that if I go one more fucking time and this thing don't work, I'm gonna grab their fucking asses. I'm fucking tired of this shit.
We're ready. We're ready, Tommy.
Hey, I gotta get ready now. Gotta get in the right fucking frame of mind.
Think good thoughts.
The fucking assholes.
Think about last October.